All right, so one of the things that I would like to talk about is the Republicans' obsession with the 1950s. This really started um, in the 1980s with the Ronald Reagan era. Of course, that was the time that Ronald Reagan was a youth. So, of course, he had nostalgia for that era. But that's been kind of a blueprint for the last 40 years of Republicans. And what I mean by that is basically they have not have any new ideas in 40 years. And that's just not how time works. Time always progressive. It always progresses and gets more advanced as it. Listen, people in the 1950s overall were very happy. They weren't saying, "Oh, let's go back to the 1880s." That's what we no. I mean, times were changing. Life was getting easier. See, the thing is that Republicans are obsessed with the social issues of the 1950s. See, they want to do all of that without bringing back the economic issues of the 1950s, like, high union participation, high wages. I mean, they're obsessed today with having, a woman stay home and take care of the family. But there's absolutely no way you could do that in today's society with the salaries they pay. And, and Trump is basically just copying, Ronald Reagan, the whole "Make America Great Again." He stole that from Reagan. That was a phrase he made in the 80s. Like you see today, they're trying to bring back this strong man. Now all of a sudden they're like wanting to bring back being clean shaven as somehow like that's the proper man, which is ridiculous because I don't think there's anything more manlier than having a beard. I mean, it's nature. It's exactly what was intended. Uh, I think shaving was one of the stupidest things we ever came up with. Uh, but yeah, I mean, we basically have been stuck in this nostalgia trip for really 40 years. And that's why we're all just miserable. I mean, you know, like I said, looking back at the 50s, it was a progressive time, not necessarily in social issues, but, America was moving forward and they were happy. It was a great time. Unlike the opposite, where I've heard today, everything's kind of stagnant because if we progress in any kind of way, the right doesn't like it. Like they just live in some kind of fantasy land that doesn't exist anymore. I mean, just think about it. I mean, people in the early 1900s didn't want to live in the 1700s. That was not a thing. So basically, on both sides, if you want to be happier, like vote for a progressive party that wants to move into the future as opposed to always to try to bring it's like anything, you try to bring something back, you try to get the band together back again, you go to your high school reunion or whatever, and it's not the same. It's not the same. So why do we keep doing that? So that's just my little 2 cents of why I think conservatives is keeping all of society, people on the right and the left, just miserable all the time.